Hey, what up YouTube? It's your boy Korean Juice with another reaction video, and then we're gonna get into Hasan Abi saying probably the most retarded shit we get into. Just letting you guys know that I was hating Hasan way before anyone else was. This is me when I got banned from Twitch for like the fourth or fifth time, and I just snuck in. And the rule was if you harbored a banned streamer on your stream, you would get banned by proxy. Do you guys remember that rule? Yeah, so I went and I stream sniped him and I hung out with him on his stream for like 10-15 minutes. He should have caught a fucking ban. That was the whole reason I snuck in, is to get these other people in trouble. I've been saying that the stuff he's been saying has been retarded from the beginning. Not to mention that he's a young Turk. He's an industry plant. Like, go read into this. He's an industry plant. He's here to corrupt the youth with his dog rhetoric. Anyways, we're gonna watch this video.
Streamer out there named Hasan. I'm sure many of you know who he is. Some of you probably like him. Others might hate him. Like many political figures online, he is
Dude, Destiny, a political figure?
polarizing. You see, Hasan has been around this internet game for quite some time, and over the years he has become increasingly more progressive with his views. And at this point I would describe him as basically alt-left. Like even Ethan Klein, who has become very much a leftist, couldn't deal with his nonsense.
Actually, you know what? Go listen to Hasan. People say, I need to go listen to Hasan. This is bullshit. Please, go listen to Hasan.
And over the past couple of days, Hasan has now been going viral on Twitter after he made the take that streaming is harder than any other job, at least from a social battery draining standpoint.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome, a real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
Now, just off the bat, I find his take to be not only very privileged, but also just not based in reality. And with this being Hasan, and so many people disliking him, anytime he gives people this type of ammo with just a stupid take, it's essentially like that scene from SpongeBob where it's like, how many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? You know, everyone gets their turn with the beating stick, and they're essentially just passing this guy around, completely trashing him. Now, in response to that clip going viral, this is what Hasan had to say. It is wild how this completely out of context clip made its way to Twitter so fast. I was talking about how much a 9-hour stream eats away at my social battery, and how I can't socialize after. Comparing it to my sales job before, I recognize how fortunate I am every day. And he also posted this longer clip that I guess is supposed to provide some sort of context.
Social battery wise, unless you're in retail, it's very different. You're out of touch. I'm gonna die, dude. There's motherfuckers who are accountants in here and they're misunderstanding what I'm saying. A real job does not expend your social battery in the same fucking way as someone who did a sales job, a real job. Okay, I'm telling you, as someone who did both, like 9 hours of constant performance and people pleasing taps you out from social scenarios. After 9 hours of that, I could probably fucking physical labor. It would not bother me, but I can't do more social shit. That's my point.
I mean, to me, the context here makes him look even more out of touch. Like, obviously, every single job is going to have its pros and cons. Like, for me, my job can be kind of the opposite. My job can be very socially isolating. Sometimes I can go all day without really talking to anyone. You gotta spend a lot of time on the computer. But I also understand that that's pretty much the way it goes for any job where you have to work at home. And I'm also not going to sit here and say, oh, my job is so much harder than someone else's because it is socially isolating. And also, let's be honest, you're not performing for 9 hours, dude. I mean, most of this guy's job is just watching YouTube videos and giving his political take. Like, half the time, I'm pretty sure this guy isn't even in the room, okay? The video's just playing and he goes off to do whatever the fuck he wants.
This video is so funny, is he's never actually had a job. For you to just walk away from your desk for 30 minutes, you can go work out on the clock if you're streaming. If you go look at some of my old stream, I went to the gym streaming, right? That's insane. Half these people play video games when you're streaming. Yeah, that's so draining to play video games all day and watch YouTube. And here's Hasan Abi claiming that streaming drains your social battery. What? How is internet bullying real? Just turn off the monitor, just strangers, random account names talking shit. It's not that big of a deal.
There are obviously real jobs out there that are good comparisons. Service sector, people-pleasing jobs would be very similar. Those are like, I think, customer service type shit. But like if you're an accountant or if you're even like in sales, my interactions with clients was limited, way more limited than like constantly having to do this for 9 hours with like a back and forth interaction for 9 hours. That's what like sucks your social battery and you just tap out after it.
You know, I would love to see Hasan try and do door-to-door sales or maybe some sort of cold calling and see how fast that type of job would suck the soul out of him. Pause. I mean, at the end of the day, dude, you are a millionaire sitting in a mansion reacting to you.
Do you see what he was watching right there? That's the Young Turks. That's the show. He's an industry plant. He's part of them. Remember, Turkey's main export is terrorists. But yeah, once you understand what Turkey is in the world and realize that, I mean, come on, dude, think about it, dude. Armenian genocide, they're terrorists.
YouTube videos, farming millions of dollars from your audience. And obviously with this being Hasan, people began to make the typical arguments that they're going to say against him because he does present himself as a socialist online. They say Hasan Piker taking a private jet to Coachella because he's a principled anti-capitalist. And that's always kind of been a talking point against this guy because he does live in a mansion, he drives...
You know what? I don't want to make TikToks with you anymore! Oh my god, this is so awesome. I don't want to make TikToks with you anymore!
It's always kind of been a talking point against this guy because he does live in a mansion, he drives several fancy cars, he's out here apparently taking private flights, and what they're essentially saying is, yeah, dude, you hate on capitalism all the time, you act like you're some big socialist, but then in your free time, you choose to indulge in capitalism as much as you can. My guy Mudahar comes in with his take where he says, streaming is by far the easiest, most privileged jobs one can have. If you're successful, the rewards far outweigh any of the negatives. Facts. Compare it to any service job, cybersecurity or nursing, you'll find something actually exhausting. And now this guy comes in with his take about Mudahar's take where he says, fuck it, I'm doing bad faith arguments. Give a nurse or a cybersecurity expert a camera and tell them to talk about politics in front of 20,000 people for 9 hours a day, every day for a year, and see how long they can go before they quit from harassment or lose viewership because they suck.
I don't think Hasan ever got swatted. I got swatted. I got arrested twice from streaming. I think anyone can get in front of a camera and just speak their mind. I mean, look at TikTok and look at Instagram. I'm pretty sure anyone can do it. I mean, look at me.
You'll see a lot of comments on Twitter trying to defend Hasan in this way. And to me, it's just such a stupid argument because they don't take account that he's making millions of dollars to do so. Like, this is almost the equivalent of me telling a school teacher who's complaining about their salary, yeah, well, you go play shortstop for the New York Yankees. You go play power forward for the Lakers. Let's see how you fucking like it. Like, at the end of the day, doing streaming as a job when it comes to the pay versus the amount of effort you have to put in, especially for, like, these top-level streamers who have already made it and are getting, like, millions of dollars a month. And I would say it's a very fair assessment that they're all very privileged. I mean, I'm extremely privileged in my job. I'm not too out of touch where I can't recognize that. Like, you want to talk about mentally exhausting, you want to talk about socially draining. Like, I have friends who work out in the oil field. I'm talking about 12-hour shifts on their feet. I'm talking about missing birthdays, missing holidays, working with a bunch of felons. So if I were to sit here and say, like, oh, my job is so hard because it's socially isolated.
I'm trying to get like you, my boy. I understand exactly what you're saying. I have friends that are electricians. Bro, those jobs fucking suck. I mean, the pay is great because trade schools is where to go, but the amount of work and the things that they have to deal with on a regular, what are you gonna do? Go on YouTube, watch a couple of videos, react to it, right? You can go play video games when you're on stream. You can go take a break whenever you want. You can call in sick anytime you want. You don't even have to stream on certain days you don't want to. This is the dumbest take I've ever heard, but here we go.
My job is so hard because I get tired of doing the same thing every day. Like, if I were to say those things, I would feel like a bitch. Because I know how hard some of my friends are working. I know people who are completely educated, with years of work experience, who cannot find a job right now. And so with this situation, Hasan is going to take his moment to kind of lean into the bait, where someone says, what's harder than this? And obviously this just looks like a disgustingly terrible, grueling job to have, no matter how much money you're making to do it. And Hasan says sarcastically that Twitch streaming is harder. Okay, kind of just poking fun at all the quote-unquote haters out there. Now, another popular streamer out there, Osmongold, stepped in to give his take on the situation.
Imagine giving a presentation for 9 hours straight. It's like, after a while, you would be like, I don't want to talk.
Or the department manager just occasionally is just like, hey, you suck, bitch. Bald ass bitch, you fell off, huh? We're gonna remember this in your performance review. You fat stupid ass.
Oh my god, guys, can you believe that random people online type mean comments? Like, this guy is years into the internet game and he's gonna really try and act like negative comments or mean people online bother him. Like, I get that it is a big part of Twitch to interact with your chat, but I feel like if you're gonna be a figure on the internet, pretty early on you have to learn to not really give a fuck about what anyone says, whether it's good or bad. Like, people are gonna praise you when you're up and try and take you out when you're down, but you can't really give a fuck because that's kind of just the nature of the beast. It kind of just comes with the job.
He says that he gets exhausted socially because he's talking to people for 9 hours a day. You really think that's not true?
People aren't saying it's not true. I think people are just saying you don't really have the right to complain about it when the pros outweigh the cons so much. And
Asmongold has some of the most soy takes on anything. I don't understand, well, I do understand why he gets so much traction. It's a reflection of society on how soft people are today. It just blows my mind that people actually like Asmongold and his takes. That was probably the worst example. A regional manager saying that stuff, calling you names. No, that wouldn't happen because at a real job, those people could get fired and sued for harassment. Dude, Asmongold is so out of touch. I mean, you understand why they got rid of me, right?
the pros in this situation being that he's a fucking millionaire, sitting in his house all day, still making millions of dollars for a very minimum amount of effort.
I mean, you really think it's not true that after you spend 9 hours being investigated by thousands of people with every facial movement, everything you say, every word, with people constantly trying to disagree with you and fight with you, that's not socially draining?
First of all, this guy's never worked at a job where he's actually had to make changes or find a solution for something, right? Whether you do programming or coding, when you want to implement something, you have to collude with other team members, departments, and managers. So this is wild to me.
I mean, Osman, you can't even clean your room, dude. You are a multimillionaire who refuses to hire a maid, and you just choose to live in filth. You choose to have a pet cockroach. Like, I'm sorry, but anyone who chooses to live like this, especially who has the means not to...
This is exactly what I was talking about on Twitch. Why are these people even leading the children? It's because they want these degenerates to push this ideology for... I don't want to talk about conspiracy. Never mind. Don't worry about that.
I can't really take anything they say seriously. Like, my grandmother always told me it cost nothing to be clean. Like, there is no excuse to be a dirty motherfucker. I just think when some of these guys want to give, like, a real-world point of view, they end up coming off brain dead because they are so out of touch with reality when it comes to the actual jobs people have to work, the actual stresses of life. Especially right now with the current state of the economy.
It's still funny to me that Asman said that's like a manager calling you a fat bitch. And it's like, dude, I wish one of my managers did that, because I would just go directly to a lawyer and I would sue. You have to go through training to sit there and watch these sexual harassment and there's certain things you can't talk about. Sometimes you can't talk about politics. Sometimes you can't give your opinion. Guess what? I guess on stream you kind of can't anymore. You can give your opinion on the internet or in the world as long as you're not criticizing that one group of people, you know, the star people that have the funny hats, right? You can talk all the trash about China, Russia, but the second you talk about these people, they freeze Kanye West's bank account. Jeffrey Epstein accounts are still open today. And who's trading on them? It's weird.
The housing market, compared to what people are getting in return at these jobs in form of payment, like, most people are not going to want to hear this shit. They don't want to hear about your little, oh, woe is me story while you're raking in millions. And they can't afford their rent. They can't afford to buy groceries. They can't afford to go out and do anything fun. Like, I know so many people my age who are completely educated, they tried to do everything right, everything the way the system told them to do it, and now they just feel completely screwed. Like they're still having to live with their parents and they're approaching 30 years old. They don't own a house, all they really have is debt to their name. Like, they don't want to hear your privileged ass hot takes from your nasty ass room. But I genuinely want to know what you guys think about this whole situation down below. How do Hasan's comments make you feel? Do you think there's some merit in what he's saying? Either way, I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing, but as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other out-of-touch influencers out here need to be covered, so I'm out. Peace!
Damn, he's absolutely correct on that one.
I could get my 8 hours of work done in 2 hours, but I have to not do that so I can look busy throughout, or else if I finish it too fast, I'm too productive, either they give me another bunch of bullshit work, or they'll just literally tell me you're reprimanded for not.
These are real people that have actually worked jobs, and that's absolutely true. This is a really good take. You have a bunch of children that have never actually had a job, have this idea that you can just start a drop shipping business and rake in millions of dollars because they see it on TikTok and they see it on social media. When a streamer says something so ridiculous and so polarizing, people are going to go to his stream, sub with silly names, and give him even more money, and he's gonna act like that's socially draining. My whole take on the Hasan Piker thing is that he's literally an industry plant. The fact that he worked with a politician on Twitch should tell you all you need to know. I genuinely don't understand why people listen to him. I don't understand the appeal. I was genuinely trying to get him banned. That's the whole reason I snuck into this convention. Alright, because I was banned for like the 4th or 5th time. I just snuck in and I took this picture. I was on his stream. He should have got banned for this. This was the whole point. Because that's harboring a banned streamer. And that was back then a bannable offense. But guess what? The rules don't apply to certain streamers, as you can tell, right? It's just like life. Yo, they found a dragon skeleton before they found a single person on the Epstein flight logs. You know what I'm saying? I genuinely dislike Hasan, and if he's got a problem with it, tell him to fight me.